What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 88 of the Left Coast Leafs podcast. We know who it is. It's William fucking Nylander.
And?
Eric Lindros?
Yeah, Eric Lindros. How many games? Like 40 games? But no, this is the William Nylander episode. Too bad under these circumstances, though, that we had to honor one of our favorite Leafs, Willie. What do you think he's doing right now?
He is probably playing video games.
You think so?
Well, all the players aren't allowed to leave their place right now.
No.
They're in isolation, so he's probably been playing video games all week.
Reg just responsibly downloaded the new Animal Farm game. He didn't stand in the lines at fucking EB Games.
Animal Crossing? Yeah, I don't get what's so good. Like, it's a weird looking game, but it seems to be super popular.
It is super popular because it's kind of like you just build a life. Kind of like we're going to have to do after all the shit's over.
So
he's going to be ahead of the curve.
So I just cracked it. Wyatt did a drop-off today.
Wyatt did a dead drop in the mailbox.
Was it a proper self-distancing drop-off?
Yeah, I didn't even know he came.
Very nice.
Yeah, I asked him if he could. He said he'd try, and then I went and looked in the mailbox, and there it was.
We have the Phillips Brewery Pandamonium Super IPA. That's fitting.
No kidding, right? Yeah, it's Pandamonium, and it's strong, which we all need right now.
Yeah, I had a few beers last night. This is the first time I've been around a person in 7 or 8 days since the last time we potted.
And that's crazy, man. And set up the scene. We are in my driveway.
Like, we're middle of March and
first day of spring.
And this is the unreal March weather where the rain's gone away for a week. It's been nice. I'm in shorts and sandals right now. It's 15 degrees. It's sunny. I'm probably at a fucking sunburn because I didn't put any sunscreen on right now. And I don't care because I'm going to be inside anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm in shorts and Chuck Taylors because I'm a 55-year-old wannabe.
And we are for sure social distancing.
You're
right beside a Reg, so but you guys live together.
We're cohabitating.
So there's no issues there. We have a solid 2 meters between us, but
yes.
You got a big cord here.
I got the 20-foot XLR out for you.
You disinfected the mic. I will take the mic home with me.
Yes, you are for the next time.
And I will disinfect it when I get home.
Yeah.
And bring it back when we need to pot again.
We'll just use it's your mic until further notice. Yeah,
works for me.
We'll just plug you in and go.
Because right now it seems to be we're going to be in this. They're saying a minimum. What's it? 2 weeks right now. But
well, yeah.
But really, I think it's going to be 8 weeks.
But if we follow any trends, it's going to be a long while.
It's absolutely heartbreaking in what's happening in Italy right now. I'm not sure if you've seen some of the videos that have come out from the hospitals there. Like, there was one video of the waiting room, and it was overrun, and it was just constant beeping with the ventilators.
Imagine.
And it's terrible.
God damn. That's I haven't seen. I'm not seeking out that kind of content right now.
It was.
I'm looking at the numbers and the Canadian news. I'm watching it a lot more than the American news now.
I have important people in my life that work in hospitals.
Yes.
So it's yourself included. Well, you're not quite in a hospital.
I'm not a hospital, but healthcare.
Yep.
Sandra is. Yeah.
So it's one where it hits close to home for me of what's happening.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to get through all this shit because it's not going to be good.
Yeah. The sooner the better. And as Canadians, we kind of pride ourselves on being this kind of people of higher consciousness. Yeah. And so honestly, let's just fucking get it done. Let's all the knuckleheads buy in as well, and let's just get this done, man. Let's cut it. And I really feel fortunate to live on Vancouver Island. I think I said to you, of all the places where we could maybe get back to a new normal first, it could be here, right? Because we don't have any incoming traffic that can just drive here.
Vancouver, though, that's the...
Well, the ferries are hardly even being used right now.
Good point.
Nobody's coming. Airports are pretty much shut except for local people coming home.
Yep.
And so, let's be really smart and get Vancouver Island back to... Let's just lead the way here.
No,
right?
That's a good point. And it's, it just... It doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon, though.
No, it doesn't.
How the numbers are increasing.
No.
And it's scary to think if Italy has one of the best health cares in the world that they're completely overrun, and to look at a mortality rate of almost 10% is hard to fathom.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
I mean, if we or America hits that kind of if America hits that percentage, they're gonna I can't even think about it. And they're not even set up with the proper amount of test kits or anything like that right now.
No. And you look at the numbers, and like Italy, and Spain, and Germany, for the most part, they're doubling their numbers every 4 days.
Yeah, my son's locked down in Germany, and they just went over 16,000.
But the death rate there is very small. So is that just due to the level of healthcare there?
Well, I think it's because they're controlling the spike, which is what flattening the curve really is.
Yeah.
Flattening the curve isn't let's cure this or let's get rid of this. It is let's spread out the amount of cases that need hospitalization so that everybody gets treatment.
Yeah.
Proper treatment. And maybe we'll get 10,000 cases that need hospitalization, but they won't all be in 1 week. That's what we have to try and get past.
As a healthcare professional, how have you viewed this past week of the buy-in for social distancing? Do you think it's there? Maybe on the crushability scale?
Yeah.
Are we Austin Matthews on opening night, or are we?
I'd say we're just Roman Polak, just fucking flailing in the corner, just trying to chip it out. Like I bet you, if you went, I would say percentage of population that's like legitimately bought in as best as they possibly can is probably only 25%.
That's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
No.
Maybe I'm low. Like maybe I really am low. But I on my break at work, sometimes I just drive down to the Starbucks down the road. I jump on the Wi-Fi, and there's still people coming and going, picking up mobile orders, picking up to-go orders, and it's like, come on, like, and they're putting their long sleeves over the door handle to get in it. Like, no, that's just not going to do it. That's just not good enough, man.
Especially with what you read of what the experts say of that this virus can live for 2 to 3 days on material, on surfaces.
I heard a thing that says 9 days on a metallic surface. So
Wow.
really wipe down metallic surfaces like steel countertops and door handles and stuff like that.
I think that part of the problem too, though, is that you do all this work and then the numbers won't get to be like Italy, and everyone will feel like this was just a big waste of time.
Let them think that.
It's the like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
I'd rather be mocked my entire life for locking down than be on the other side of it.
In the grand scheme of things, like in your entire life, like we're talking about a tiny blip.
Yeah.
Like we're talking up to a maximum of what they're saying, 18 months.
Yeah.
So like a year and a half of a normal life of 80 years, that's nothing. Like that's nothing if we're just to shut it down from a just a social distancing standpoint for a year. Like it does sound terrible in the economy, but we'll figure it out.
I really do legitimately feel bad for the businesses that are never going to come back from this. Like it's going to be pretty sad. Like I would say downtown Victoria half the shops might be closed for good by the time we get through this.
But
independent
will come back,
businesses.
though. Like
some will. Yeah, some will.
It'll come back in the sense that there'll be new opportunities, new businesses. I don't think we'll ever be what it was. Like I think the world has changed within a week.
Big time.
I really am fearful of what this is going to mean for sport, of how comfortable people will feel going to a 20,000 seat stadium.
It's going to take some time for people to get back. So you mentioned to me earlier, like what about what would we think about watching an NHL game with no fans in the stands? Like that's really like that would be a surreal experience.
Like, do you think they'll pipe in like fake crowd noise to give you more of a feel?
Well, you know what? I don't think so, because here's a really funny thing, and funny you say that. Reg and I were watching a 1985 Oilers Islanders game, maybe an Oilers game from Edmonton, from Old Northlands Coliseum, and the Oilers scored a goal. It was they showed it because it was a game that Gretzky tied his own season's assist record with 136 assists. And it's Pittsburgh. That's right, Mario and Pittsburgh. Mario's second year in the league. And the Edmonton scored a few times, obviously. And the crowd noise, it was so subdued. And I said to Reg, like, that's so weird to hear that. But then I thought, every arena has a foghorn now. You know, like there's so much, and then the goal song comes on right away. There's so much artificial noise when a goal is scored now, but just having clapping and some roaring sounded like absolutely nothing, like almost no participation whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like that was hilarious. It was like, oh, look at what we've done. Like, so you know what? I mean, they'll probably, but the goal horn and the goal song, let's take the goal horn and the goal song at Scotiabank Arena, but no crowd noise. Like that will just seem so weird, like not having the crowd noise as a backdrop.
I agree.
Would that be a reason not to play yet?
It'll be interesting to decide. I think that has to be part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Because once they play, they got to pay, and they need to pay off of some gate receipts. Like
I don't see there until there is a vaccine cure, whatever the term is for it.
Yeah.
I don't see there being large gatherings allowed. Like, I don't think we're going to be allowed to gather over 50 people for like 2 years.
I wonder, hey?
I think that's just going to be the reality.
Because I think like they say, the virus, it will recirculate. So it's going to come back. We're going to have to take further measures as time goes on. You know, like let's say downtown Victoria, a restaurant like Pagliacci's. Like this, you're sitting on your neighbor's lap. You know, you're sharing tables with people you don't even know in that restaurant practically.
It's not happening.
The new sort of theme of Starbucks of having the large communal table.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like what's that going to look like?
I just think it's like it's not a flu. I think calling it a flu is
it's a respiratory illness.
It's an pneumonia type illness.
Yeah, it's closer to pneumonia.
And I think initially it's only a cough or it's the flu. That's not doing it justice. Like this is a breathing issue.
Yeah.
This isn't a you feel like shit issue.
No, it's not. I mean, the initial symptom of a sore throat might mislead you to believe that it's something that you get 3 times a year, but it's not. Had some
feedback on the live Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
You breathe way too heavy, Reggie.
Oh damn!
Well, the cameraman was breathing heavy.
Yeah, his breathing is so annoying. He's breathing so loud.
That's obviously coming from one of your cousins.
Yes, they said for you to go back alive, and they want to join and just stop breathing loud.
That's funny.
Well, they didn't ask very nicely.
That's great. So that's crowds.
But so like I think the NHL has to be prepared here that they may not be allowed to have fans at the game next year.
Do you think we're gonna have a season? Do you think we'll
year?
not award?
Do
you think the Stanley Cup will be awarded for the 2019-2020 season?
No.
No.
No. So let's say the CDC said 8 weeks minimum right now for gatherings over 50 people.
Yeah.
That'll take us towards like the 3rd week of May. So even at that point, like you still the guys are under isolation. They're gonna need a whole new training camp.
Yes.
To get ready for this. Then are they gonna finish the year off? Yes or no? Like there's I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. It's incredible. It's insane. It's
unprecedented. I did see a tweet. I just kind of scrolled past it about a week ago. I didn't even give it much thought that in the event of an unfinished season, the team that is remaining with the best record will be awarded the Stanley Cup.
That'd be Boston?
That would be Boston.
Is there an actual bylaw that says that?
It just came and went. I didn't even know who it was, and then no one's ever said it. No insider has said it before, or since. So I don't think that's true.
Even if you came back and you did some like funky playoff format, even whoever wins that, it's not the same. And I just think this year's over.
Yeah. What about a 24-team NCAA style bracket in a football stadium, but spread out 25,000 people?
Again, not for the Stanley Cup though, for just an event to watch sports.
Yeah.
Like, and even at that point though, I don't know how, like, But how do you minimize like going to the bathroom, like waiting in line? Like
No,
you can't.
No.
And
Major League. Let's talk about Major League Baseball. Is like their season would only be starting in a week. Is it already a write-off? Possibly.
I think Major League Baseball will get some sort of season in, but I think when Wave 2 of this hits in the fall, that'll be dependent. Like I think the big one will be what happens with the NFL, but the NFL is not a gate-driven league. It's TV.
Yes.
So I think they can get away with having
Gambling.
Yes.
People gamble so hard when that starts up again.
The thing is, though, one player gets sick, it's like you have to shut it down.
Absolutely. You have to shut it down.
That's how deadly this virus is.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So it's the question, like that's where like the NHL better be like doing their darndest right now of like how are they going to survive. Like, it could be massive differences for salaries.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the average person isn't going to be caring too much if a player is making $7 million or $3 million.
No.
Compared to what's happening within the economy right now.
Exactly. So you went into the office once this week? Just as a loan office representative?
Yeah, we have one person in the office each day just for mail and shipment collection.
Did you like do anything pranky? Did you like
No.
prank other people's desks that were going to go in there after you? Like,
No.
Like whipped cream or shaving cream,
No.
Nothing like that? You didn't do that?
It's a pretty serious moment.
just trying to lighten the mood.
No,
this beer's pretty good, actually. I'm surprised why it didn't, like, because last week he brought over a Corona. I thought maybe he might lighten the mood and like send a cerveza or something like that this week as an antidote.
I'm glad it's not a Corona.
I know.
They're not good beers.
I know. Let's just go off the hockey path here for a minute and talk about a sport that is.
Well, last night I watched
really
Aussie
on.
Rules football.
Yeah. I saw your
empty stadium
post on that.
Empty stadium. It was weird. Very weird.
They played in an empty stadium, did
Yep.
they? So you got a bit of a taste of that.
It was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to like hear like obviously the match, like the players interacting.
Breaking of the bones.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think though that not having a crowd will affect the players because the players feed off of that from a booing, positive.
Sure.
Like it's they feed off of that emotion too.
Anyone they've interviewed who's about that have said it would just seem like a practice.
It'll be like minor hockey for them.
Even if it was this Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, it would not be the same intensity.
It'll going back to like their minor hockey days. But even at that point, though, with like the big minor hockey games, you're like 200 people plus a game.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just in such uncharted territory. Sorry, sidetrack there. So
no, that's fine. It was because I didn't realize that I saw you post that, but I didn't realize it was a no fan game. I kind of thought like, why are they playing that? But it was a no fan game.
Yeah.
So there is a sport that is actually having an off season right now, the only major sport, and that's the NFL.
It's so weird to see them be as businesses.
I know it is like, and I mean, they will be affected as soon as there's no one at the draft and there's no one. They
cancel the draft. Like they're not holding a live draft.
Not live. That's what I mean. Like they'll probably just do it by conference call.
Yeah.
So that'll be their first big social distancing effect. So Brady leaving the Patriots for Tampa. What do you think of that?
It's interesting. I'm surprised he did it, but like he's going into a loaded Tampa Bay roster, and like they have two stud receivers, good tight. Like they have a good team there.
So more likely to happen. Brady has a bounce back year because he was really bad in the last 5 or 6 games of last year. He showed his age. Brady has a bounce back year.
No players in that team though.
Brady has a bounce back year with a group of receivers that he didn't have last year and a good offensive line, or Belichick just works magic with the next quarterback he's given. Who gets more wins next year, New England or Tampa?
It's a good question. I'm going to say they tie.
You think so?
They each get 10 wins.
10-6.
They each get 10.
Huh, interesting. If there's a season.
That's a big if, too.
That's a big if still. Yeah.
I don't think any sport league wants to get to a scenario where they are start the season then have to stop it again.
No. That costs probably more than just not starting at all.
Yeah.
Right, because then you got to start paying the players.
Yes.
Once you start playing, you got to start paying. And I wonder if that's in the owners' minds too. Right?
Oh, I'm sure the escrow is going to be through the roof because they said that the players are getting paid their normal checks for the rest of the year. And if there's no games or playoffs, like they said up to $1 billion of revenue lost of a $5 billion revenue league. That's a pretty big hit.
Yeah, that is.
I delivered pizza this week once.
Okay. Will you again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. You're not too concerned with that?
No,
right
you're
now?
able to like pay through an app, like the app. The person delivering it had gloves on. There was like minimal contact. I used rubbing alcohol afterwards before I even ate the pizza.
Yeah.
And from what all the experts have said, that takeout food is fine. Like it's not living on food.
Okay.
So,
that's what I was going to ask. What about my concern isn't all that because we can mitigate all that with sanitizing. I'm wondering about the person in the kitchen who's prepping the food, the handling of it before it gets into a carton or into a delivery guy's hand. That's
no
kind
different
of
than packaging food at a grocery store.
Yeah. So you can't bake it into a pizza. You can't.
From what the experts say, they have not determined if they
No.
can bake it into a pizza.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's I'm not being a smartass. I have a legitimate wonder about that.
Fair.
Right. Yeah. So because I've been avoiding. It's funny because I looked at. On Thursday I opened up my banking app and I just kind of looked at my credit card statement because I buy everything on my card for points, then pay it off at the end of the month. But it was Thursday. I hadn't had a transaction since Sunday.
Wow.
Like probably the first time in my life I went 4 days without actually purchasing something.
I know. She just
It was
sitting
crazy.
at home, do nothing.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of video games right now.
You are?
I got God of War.
God of War.
Unreal game.
Is that the one you screenshotted or took a picture of? And I posted it?
It is the one that I sent you.
Yeah, and I posted it in the story. That fucking guy's a cowboy that just went up the hill on that bike. He lives on the
I
corner.
know, he's got a Confederate flag in his
He has a
garage.
Confederate flag in his garage. He has this like mini crotch rocket bike that he just burns up and down the hill. He's just he's an old school guy, man.
Gives zero fucks.
He gives none. No, at that house, every Wednesday night is party night at that house.
Really?
I don't know why Wednesday, but yeah, just some good old boys like Kenny Rogers.
Likes drinking.
R.I.P. Kenny.
Yeah, rip Kenny.
Yeah. So yeah,
This is good beer.
it is a good beer. Yeah, it's right in the wheelhouse, right?
This is an Austin Matthews on opening night.
Have a taste, Reg. Sorry, I didn't know. You should have asked.
This is
Yeah.
this is probably going to be the beer of the year for me.
You think so? We'll have to remember it.
6.8% alcohol.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's a high quality beer.
Stop by Liquor Planet on your way home.
Yeah,
You
really.
have to stop at Liquor
Is
Planet.
it new?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Pandamonium, with a panda, like a crazy-eyed panda bear on the front.
It's very fitting.
Yeah, it's a double entendre. It's a panda bear, and
Pandemonium.
he's causing chaos.
Yes.
So, hence the pandemonium.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover
No,
today?
you know what I'm trying to do as a podcast format because under the circumstances my creative juices are flowing. My content juices are always going right, and I want to talk to a listener from every province, find out what's going on, and we have listeners in a listener in the UK and in Australia that I want to get on some sort of voice call and see what they're doing
Cool.
as well. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of a around the world. I know we do have a Twitter follower who we interact with who is in Italy. Now that would be an interesting it's like Saturday night in old Langford, eh?
Yeah.
Guys are getting their fucking kit cars and their motorcycles fired up. We basically have a lawless society right now. You can do anything. Reg and I took Dobby for a walk last night, and I haven't walked a block with a beer in my hand in 30 years probably.
Did you last night?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, just walked the dog with the beer. It's like, who's gonna stop me?
Just doesn't matter.
Like, are you gonna throw me in jail? Like, are you gonna arrest me? You wanna? Is that cop gonna come over and talk to me? Like, I would just say social distancing, buddy. Like, you know, try and cuff me.
I know.
I'd resist. Well, it'd be a good time to play out that kind of stuff, actually, wouldn't it?
Maybe not.
Maybe, I guess a taser can shoot 6 feet, right?
Yeah, and a gun can too.
Yeah, pepper spray. Yeah, loaded for bear. No, I have nothing else to say. How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Great beer.
I think we should pod daily. Daily updates. We'll I know what we can call it. We can call it the Daily.
There is a podcast called The Daily.
I know.
I've
told me
you about it.
Is it really grim every day right now? Like, is it like really serious?
They did an uplifting one today. They rarely post on Saturday. They post one today of all the great things that are happening online.
Mm-hmm.
But they did one this week with a doctor from Italy, and it was heartbreaking. The guy
right?
broke down a few times. He just how terrible it is happening there right now. How like he's not even able to be around his family because he doesn't have the proper protective equipment. So he's just living in the garage. It's pretty fucked up.
I actually, on a personal note, I followed your family's lead of having all these multi-screen group chats and got all of my family in Saskatchewan on Skype.
It's fun.
We had our first group chat the other day, and so we might tee one up again this weekend.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it's it is kind of fun. We've never done that. I just pick up the phone, right?
Yeah, no, we had one last weekend. There was 12 people, like 12 different
no kidding
connections.
What do you guys use? Just Skype?
Zoom.
Hey, yeah, I have Zoom on my phone too, but we just did Skype because some people already had it. So, all right.
Good. All right.
So we're just gonna hang here in the driveway for a while longer.
That works.
Give you as much personal people contact as you can before you go back in your cave for another week.
That's all good.
How's Austin doing?
Awesome.
Getting some long walks in?
Yeah, going for a good walk, a good hour every morning.
What's your workout routine now? You got to get a home thing going on?
Not yet.
I have
feel very out of shape right now.
I have I found a person on YouTube that has a big variety of different sorts of workouts, yoga, stretching, stuff like that. I'll send you that link. Maybe subscribe and do it.
I've seen a bunch of it. It's hard to get the motivation to work out at home. Like I'd rather go like to the gym with like a squat rack or and like with weights.
Yeah.
And so it's I'm not in that mindset yet, but it'll just be we'll have to get there.
Are you? When this is all over, are you gonna get like a coronavirus tattoo or something to commemorate the coronavirus?
Well, do you see that they stamp people in some countries now?
Yes. I saw that. I know. Right on the wrist, right?
Yes.
And they can scan you.
Yeah.
I saw them scanning people. Well, I think that's just a stamp. You can't scan a stamp. But I saw them like scanning people's wrists in China, like they almost like they had a chip in them or something like that.
A barcode.
Yeah, honestly.
They're
Serious
robots.
shit. All right, what's our sign off today? If it's not Go Leafs Go.
Kick the shit out of this virus.
Yeah. Go home, coronavirus. Go back where you came. No, can't go down that road.
No.
Go Leafs Go.